You may have heard that vegetables were good for you somewhere, but I've got news for you. Not always. I have to tread carefully into this conversation because I don't want you to get the wrong idea here. What kind of Mickey Mouse nutritionist would I be if I told my clients not to eat vegetables after all? But we do need to consider what vegetables actually are and how they interact with our tissue when we decide how much of them to eat and how we should prepare them. And I promise this is linked to your stomach acid. So let's get into our discussion. The conditions in the gut are what determine whether or not a vegetable and the abrasive fibers and phytates that it contains will be nourishing or an irritant that does more harm than good. So phytates are phytochemicals in plants that serve in nature as deterrents for any creature who may think of eating that plant. This is in contrast to fruits, which the plant makes sweet and devoid of any of these phytates as incentive for humans or other potential eaters to consume the fruit and in doing so disperse the plant's seeds. So in other words, vegetables are the parts of the plant that it doesn't want eaten. And while these parts may have a nutrient-dense payoff, they also are full of defensive phytate compounds that require some degree of processing before we can access the nutrients, such as that which would occur with strong stomach acid. Likewise, phytates don't break down into their digestible components unless a pH of 3.0 or lower is present in the stomach. So when these phytates fail to break down, it means two things. The first is that the nutrition available in the food significantly decreases as the phytates carry the bulk of these with them through the body and into elimination. This is compounded with the high fiber content of most vegetables, and fiber tends to also grab onto minerals and take them with during elimination. So, phytates left intact can translate to much less nutrition being provided from the same foods. The second thing is that the phytate is left intact, which we've established is meant to serve as a deterrent for we humans due to its potentially damaging nature. So as it moves through the gut, if it leaks out into the body via leaky gut, as so many of us have, it is highly reactive with the immune system. So many people who deal with rheumatic conditions and suffer from things like joint pain, rashes, and digestive distress can glean a large benefit from limiting the phytates in their diet. Now, this doesn't mean stop eating vegetables. Rather, this can be accomplished through cooking or fermenting vegetables before eating, or if needed, avoiding the vegetables with phytates that seem to trigger you the most. Here's a little secret though. Fixing your stomach acid is the best way to ensure that you actually begin to break down those phytates and increase your tolerance for these usually healthy plant foods. So if you've ever asked yourself, what is wrong with me? Why can't I tolerate vegetables? Know that you are not alone. This is actually pretty common. Definitely don't force your body to eat them if it's reacting poorly. If you want to naturally increase your tolerance for vegetables, work on optimizing your terrain by rebuilding your stomach acid. Vegan and vegetarian diets compound nutrient deficiency issues with phytate issues because the foods being consumed are lower in protein and nutrients than most animal products and are full of these immunostimulating phytates. So for those of you who are vegan or vegetarian, or you have been in the past, your need in particular for rebuilding your stomach acid may be very great. Since the vast majority of nutrient-rich foods are animal products, such as wild-caught seafood or pastured meats and offal, it may be worth considering how to add more protein, B vitamins, and zinc-rich foods into your diet as you tackle your stomach acid. This is just one of the many reasons why I don't usually condone eating a plant-based diet, especially for those dealing with immune dysregulation. So I will link to a resource or two about this below if you'd like to read more about why. All right, so tomorrow we'll talk more about the literature linking low stomach acid to specific chronic conditions and some more very common symptoms that present with hypochlorhydria.